Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Come on in, everybody. We've got some guests here today. It's a great day to welcome our friends from Taiwan here to Mississippi. I want to introduce some special guests that are here today. Before we begin, I'm Andy Gibson, the Commissioner of Agriculture and Commerce, and I'm very pleased to today welcome to the state of Mississippi Director General Peter Chen and his associate Wei-Ling Chen here from the Houston Economic Development Office in Taipei in Houston, Texas. And they are our longtime friends. They're no strangers to Mississippi. They've been here many times, and we're excited about the fact that they're here today to present a great blessing to our state, to our people. We have also Mike McCormick, President of Farm Bureau, is over here joining us. He and I went with a delegation from Mississippi Development Authority. J.B. Boykin also went last year to Taiwan to visit President Tsai and meet her and her staff and team in a great country. What a great country of hospitality and technology and growth, and they are dear friends across on the other side of the world. And also, on behalf of the State Medical Association, Dr. Mark Horn, the President-elect, and Teresa Rogers. And I'm also glad to see former Congressman Greg Harper right here. Good to have you and all of our guests. Thank y'all for being here for this special announcement. These times, COVID-19 has reminded us how important it is to have a good neighbor and to be a good neighbor. And we understand that in Mississippi. We love our neighbors, we love our friends. We let folks alone for the most part. They leave us alone. But when it comes down to getting in a pinch, it's good to know your neighbor. And we've been encouraging people throughout this pandemic to check on their neighbors and those who are homebound, the elderly, and go shopping for our neighbors. We've been able to do some of that as we've made sure that people have what they need and making sure that nobody's at home without the support that they need. So be a good neighbor. Mississippians continue to do that, and thank you for the great job you're doing. Check on one another, pray for one another, and go shopping for one another as we get through this pandemic. But that same principle applies when you think about our neighbors around the world. We live not in an island by ourselves. We are surrounded by countries all around this world that we love to have friends. And friends and neighbors like Taiwan are the best that we have. I appreciate our strong relationship with the free country of Taiwan. Director General Chen, thank you for your support today and what you're going to do. And I also want to mention the fact that we love to help one another. Last year, as we went on that trip to Taiwan last August, one of the results of that is we're able to enter into a memorandum of understanding with Taiwan grain buyers, and we're going to be providing Mississippi corn and soybeans to them to help meet their people's needs. And we're proud of that fact and appreciate their support of Mississippi agriculture. And then that friendship and being a good neighbor has translated to today, as Taiwan is coming to present to the state of Mississippi a remarkable, well-timed, and I will say, on behalf of our people, much appreciated gift of PPE. Thank you so much. Our strong partnership with Taiwan will continue as the result of this. And at this time, I want to present a gift to Director Chen on behalf of Governor Reeves. Do we have that gift here handy? I want to give that to you as we welcome you to the great state of Mississippi. Thank you. Come on. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome, my friend. Thank you. Okay. I will get one more. Okay. Great. Thank you. Thank you very much. So on behalf of Governor Reeves, the Mississippi Development Authority, the people of Mississippi, and of course the Department of Agriculture and Commerce, we say welcome and we say thank you. And I want to at this time invite Director General Chen to come and give some remarks. Before he comes, I've got to tell you one thing. Taiwan has proven itself as a leader in the COVID-19 response worldwide, not just in Asia or in that side of the globe, but worldwide. In fact, Taiwan has in recent days been reporting few, if any, recent cases And I asked Director Chen just a moment ago, what's the secret? I was expecting some profound technology or response that would go deep in terms of the virus response. But the answer he gave is very simple, and it's something we all as Mississippians need to apply, and it is personal hygiene, personal responsibility. Taking this virus seriously, taking care of ourselves, eating healthy, keeping our distance, social distance, washing our hands, wearing our mask, and we're going to get through this as a result of personal responsibility. So thank you, Director Chen, for coming. I want to welcome you to the podium and share a few remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. My name is Peter Chen. I represent Taiwan government in the Southern United States. Many thanks to Commissioner Andy Gibson for hosting this press conference. And we applaud Governor Reeves' efforts and dedication to protecting the people of Mississippi. Just as Commissioner Gibson mentioned, Taiwan and the Magnolia State, also known as the State of Hospitality, have enjoyed decades of friendship. And our common bonds are nurtured by shared values such as freedom and democracy, as well as our mutually beneficial trade and investment relationship. So Taiwan is proud to donate 100,000 medical face masks to the great state of Mississippi today.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And I'm glad to announce, on top of that, Taiwan will donate another 10,095 masks that are on their way to Mississippi.
Great. All right. Here. Thank you.
Under the Taiwan-U.S. Epidemic Prevention Cooperation Framework, Taiwan will continue to provide the U.S. with 100,000 urgently needed face masks per week. And we know disease no borders. So there should be no gaps in the global epidemic prevention network. When Taiwan first learned about this virus last December, we alerted the World Health Organization, but received no response. Without access to data and resources from Taiwan, without access to data and resources from the WHO, Taiwan fought alone. As of today, Taiwan, a country with 23 million people, has 440 confirmed cases, and among that, 387 of them have recovered.
Great.
Taiwan wants to share our experience to help other countries. However, we lack access to direct channels to share with the world. But Taiwan can help. As President Tsai Ing-wen have said, pandemic cannot stop by one country alone. Taiwan stands ready to do our part. This is why Secretary Pompeo has called upon all nations to support Taiwan's participation at the World Health Assembly. The bipartisan leadership of the U.S. Senate Foreign Relations Committees and House Foreign Affairs have also made the same call to nearly 60 countries. This pandemic will end, and it will take all of us working together. Taiwan can help global health efforts, and Taiwan is helping through concrete actions. Taiwan is proud to stand with such an important partners like Mississippi. Together, we will be strong and prevail. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I want to say that while we have a symbolic box here, we appreciate the box, but the 100,000 masks, PPE masks, are already in possession of the Mississippi Emergency Management Agency, and they're already available to help our first responders, our healthcare workers, to keep Mississippi safe and to get us reopening again. And I told them earlier, we have at the fairgrounds a PPE sanitization system. I want to remind all the hospitals and healthcare facilities out there, we have a facility here at the Trade Mart that MEMA has installed that is able to decontaminate, to cleanse used PPE so that it can be used over and over again safely and effectively. And we're going to take these 110,000 masks and use them hundreds of thousands of times here in the great state of Mississippi. Thank you so much, Taiwan. Thank you for your friendship. Thank you for being a good neighbor in the good times and in the tough times. We appreciate our relationship, and we will be in touch. We want to support you as a country, as you do your fight against COVID. We are doing the same here in Mississippi. On behalf of Governor Reeves, the people of Mississippi, we say a sincere thank you. Thank you. Join me in thanking him. Well, we thank you all for being here. I want to mention one person I should never, ever fail to mention. My wife, Leslie's hiding in the back corner over there, and she's been a great supporter. You know, COVID's been tough for families. As our children have been home from school, she's been there to support our children as they've distance learned. We've all had to learn that through this process. I want to say thanks to her as a wife and as a mom, and to all the mothers and all the parents out there in Mississippi. Keep the faith. We're going to get through this. God bless y'all. Thank y'all for coming today. Thank you, Taiwan. Thank you.
It's amazing that we have such great friends around the world, and that we're so pleased to have friends like Taiwan that in our time of need are willing to, not because they had to, but because they cared about us, to bring us these much needed protective gear for our healthcare workers.
Tell us, what role does PPE play in the hospitals and the clinics in Mississippi?
Without adequate PPE, we cannot safely care for patients. Our patients, citizens of Mississippi and around the country, they need their physicians, their nurse practitioners, their PAs, their hospitals. They need their healthcare providers to be able to take care of them. Without adequate PPE, we cannot take care of them, and these masks are a part of that critical PPE.
What role do wearing masks play for the general public in Mississippi?
Masks for the general public typically help protect the person wearing the mask from unknowingly spreading the infection to others. That's the primary purpose of a mask in the general public. In the medical field, it's different. It's to protect us from those that we know have the disease or those we don't know have the disease. If healthcare providers, Mississippi has the fewest number of physicians per capita in the entire country. We cannot afford to have our physicians and our nurses go down with illness.
What role does the COVID virus play in terms of being airborne and being able to affect people?
So the best knowledge, part of this is unknown. It's a novel virus, meaning that it's new, and so we're still finding out things every day. But what we do know is that it is spread from person to person, that appears to be mostly by airborne aerosols, and so masks help diminish the amount of aerosolized virus that is in the air to spread from person to person.
What advice do you have to people in Mississippi?
Take individual and personal responsibility for your health. Listen to the guidelines issued by the governor and by their state health officer, Dr. Thomas Dobbs. They are acting in your best interest. So when we talk about wearing your mask in public, about diminishing your public exposure, going out when you need to, be aware that we want you to get back to normal. We want people to be able to go back to work, and it's necessary. We have to go back to work. But as we do, we need to take individual and personal responsibility to take care of ourselves and not always depend on someone else to do so.
Okay.